Republicans are busy celebrating all over the interwebs that DirecTV has surrendered and allowed Newsmax back on. But the reason that they let them back on might not be exactly how Republicans are spinning it. So DirecTV has said that the new agreement would mean Newsmax would continue to be offered for no additional cost to customers, which suggests that the reason they were able to make an agreement is that Newsmax probably dropped its carriage fee request. So basically, Newsmax had already been available on DirecTV. They went to DirecTV and said, we want you to pay us more. Apparently, DirecTV said to them, you're not popular enough. So if you're demanding money, we're just gonna drop you. That was spun by the right wing as censorship of the right wing when it was just them saying you're not popular enough to merit the money. It appears, we don't know for sure, that Newsmax has realized their actual value, which is lower than they had wished it would be, are not asking for the extra money, and so they will be available, which I guess is a win for everyone except Newsmax, because conservatives will get access to the conspiracy theories and election denialism that they love. And DirecTV gets to have the channel and gets a little bit of good reaction from Newsmax, who is saying that this shows that DirecTV clearly supports diverse voices, including conservative ones, the only diverse voices that anyone affiliated with Newsmax actually cares about. As a standalone company, DirecTV helped give Newsmax its start nearly a decade ago, as it continues to do with upcoming news networks. So that's all fine, and they're being very diplomatic about it. And in particular, if they did surrender on those provisions, I know why they would be. But people like Nick Adams, the alpha male, are saying boycotts work. Newsmax is back on DirecTV. I guess they boycotted. Did they actually boycott? Did the alpha male boycott? And then you have like Marjorie Greene saying, great news, now put OAN back on. And I don't think that this is an instance of DirecTV like bowing to the pressure or whatever. But if it is, this is a reminder that bowing to the pressure doesn't get you anything. It got you 9 characters in a tweet from Greene before she just started going back to demanding that you do more. But anyway, it is back. Jessica, what do you make of this little development?
I think the diversity of opinion that Newsmax talks about is like everything to the right of Ronald Reagan. Like that's their wheelhouse. They're like, we need people to like this stuff. But of course now I think there's gonna be some folks that are like, DirecTV, you shouldn't have let them on because we know what these people stand for. These are far right extremists. I don't know, to some degree, you should censor Nazis. That's my stance, is that when you get into the realm of fascism, those people shouldn't have a show on cable television. But we also do know that there are a lot of people who are members of the right who have bought up local news stations and are slowly pushing stories with a particular lean to them. So I don't know, the cable news brain rot in America runs deep, and this is just giving them an extra place to step to the right.
Yeah, 100%. And look, I think the vast majority of their content that I'm exposed to is utter nonsense. That said, if they want to have it, they can have it. It's a private company. I also think that if you believe that, then the other version of that is if they don't want to have it, they shouldn't have to have it. And that is not a place that the right was willing to follow to. And I found the entire back and forth when it happened just so like, I just lose faith sometimes in our ability. Like, we want to have a debate long term about like the Green New Deal or Medicare for all. These are complex, big programs, but we can't get people to agree on the facts when it comes to why a stupid conservative network was briefly taken off of DirecTV. They had clearly been asking for money. It is not censorship to not allow them to be on. Like if I don't even think I'm on DirecTV, but if I was and I was like, you have to pay me $1 million a day. Oh, you're not? This is cancel culture. That's madness. And by the way, Rumble's not paying me to produce content, but they're implying that if you don't get paid to do something, then your rights are being stripped away, which is clearly not true. And they would never apply that to anything other than right-wing media outlets. And so this should be very easy intellectually to figure out, to lay the groundwork for a conversation on. And we collectively were not able to do that, which sucks.
Yeah,
any other thoughts?
Not surprised though. I think we've just created this idea that having your own opinion is really just living in your own reality. You can't boycott something if it's not even on television. What is the story there? That actually it was Newsmax boycotting DirecTV, so a company boycotting a company they're partnered with. That's not a boycott. Were you boycotting Newsmax because you weren't watching it? It wasn't on. It doesn't make any sense.
Yeah, the idea, I guess, is that they canceled their DirecTV, which just, I consider myself a principled person, but that seems like a whole big thing. I mean, I don't have DirecTV, I don't think, but yeah, it just seems, I don't think that it happened. By the way, everyone is free to boycott whatever they want. And sometimes it works and sometimes it doesn't. But I also, I feel like that should be your standard then. Either you think boycotts are legit or you don't. And that's not how these right wingers actually address them.
For more political news breakdowns, interviews, stories of activism, and me trying my hardest to care about the occasional big celebrity news story, subscribe to our YouTube channel at youtube.com/The Damage Report. And you can ring the bell wherever it is so you don't miss anything.